Stop motion animation is one of, if not the most time-consuming forms of animation. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about the history. So let's go back all the way to the silent era of movies, and there were these little experiments with real-life objects, such as a couch, or a chair, or a moon's face. Then a dude in Russia said, "Hey, I'm gonna animate some bugs." And his name was, I can't say that. Wait a second.
Ladislav Starevich.
There we go. So Mr.
Ladislav Starevich
made some short films with bug figures, such as Revenge of the Cameraman. Then another guy called George Pau made this thing called Puppet Tunes, which is, once again, stop motion. Willis O'Brien wanted to make films using bigger creatures than just bugs, such as dinosaurs with The Lost World. And later on, he would work on arguably one of the best movie monsters in history, King Kong. And then came along Ray Harryhausen, one of the best stop-motion animators. This guy combined live action and stop motion brilliantly. Around this time, TV was coming around and someone said, "Hey, you know what? Let's make a show." So they made Gumby. But since stop motion is so time-consuming, they had to slow down on budget, and you can see it in some scenes, such as this one, that it's not stop motion, they just moved the guy around. But it's still impressive nonetheless. Also around this time was the classic Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and also Santa Claus is Coming to Town. Will Vinton was another man who wanted to experiment with stop motion, and he wanted to experiment with facial expressions, which helped him in the long run. Him and his team were able to make a number of stop motion TV specials, and they even got to make Raisins sing. After Tim Burton made a couple of live action hits, he was able to finally make his very own movie using stop motion. A holiday movie called The Nightmare Before Christmas, which is arguably one of the best stop motion movies ever made. And it wasn't even going to be made because Disney didn't trust it, but luckily they held out and let Tim Burton make it
while he was at the studio.
Amazing movie. A company called Leica was able to make a couple stop motion movies, and most of them were good. One of them was excellent, and one of them was forgotten. Back at television, there was a TV series called Pee-wee's Playhouse, which had a number of segments dedicated to stop motion. In England, there was a stop motion company called Aardman, who made characters such as Wallace and Gromit, that did pretty good, but they never made a movie. But then DreamWorks wanted their hands on that delicious cheese. So DreamWorks said, "Hey, listen, Gromit, I got some cheese for you if you make some movies for us." And they said sure, and then they teamed up to make some movies. And then eventually split off because they had a lot of arguments. Or so I heard. But how does stop motion look nowadays? Well, there's a show called Robot Chicken on Adult Swim, which does really good, so there's a lot of stop motion adult shows. There's not that many children's shows nowadays that are stop motion. Most of them are adults, and they don't do very well. Except for Robot Chicken, that's kind of the only one that survived. All the other ones died, especially Santa Inc. Dear God, did that thing die in a hole. For movies, Aardman is still making more movies, such as a new one they announced, Chicken Run 2, Dawn of the Nugget. Although here on YouTube, there's a lot of really good stop motion, such as Lego. And that is the gist of the history of stop motion. Thank you everybody for watching. Please make sure to subscribe, because I may be making more videos like this. I don't know, I haven't decided yet. Bye.